Okay fellas, Ben back again. This is a DIY. This is not something that I would recommend. All of you should try. But of course you can try if you have the right attitude towards things. A bit of mechanical inclination, working with parts and then removing and putting things back together. And a little bit of a know-how. So, going to be swapping the clutch plates on my Himalayan. The stock clutch plates have been there for 34,500 kilometers. This engine has been untouched. It's worked fantastically well. Because I got a new set of clutch plates from my dear friend Basil at Kickstart Garage, I thought this would be the right time for me to go ahead and swap out the clutch plates. So the first thing that you need to do is release your clutch cable and your oil cooler hose, banjo bolt. There's a banjo bolt here, this one, and this would be the hose or the line for the oil cooler. You release this, you release this, you empty the engine oil. The engine oil is collecting here, if you guys can see. You drain the engine oil and then you also remove the oil filter. You needn't really remove this, but you have to get this particular bolt out to get the right hand side case out, and for that purpose I have released the oil filter. If you guys have a crash guard, the first thing to do is remove the crash guard. Only then you'll have access to all of this. So remove the crash guard again, remove the crash guard, remove the oil cooler drain hose, oil cooler hose, and put the banjo bolt back in. Release the clutch lever, clutch cable. So now the next thing to do is loosen all these bolts. The catch here is you will not loosen them like that in a sequential order. You will loosen them in an order like that, a zigzag order. One bolt here, one bolt there, one bolt there, one bolt here, one there, one here, one there, one here, one there, one here, like that, so that there is even pressure. While you pull that out, you have to keep in mind that there should be an even release. It should not be there should not be skewing or warping when you try and release or put back the case. Very important to keep in mind is that these bolts have to come out and go back in without any warpage to the right hand case, and it's very important, is because otherwise it will not seal well. You might end up screwing things forever. You'll have to go in for a replacement of a right hand side case. Maybe you can start from here and then do an exact opposite over there, 180 degrees, and then you can move like that. So that's how you would cover it, and then you will have to slowly use a mallet or something to tap this and pull the whole thing out. We'll go step by step. So engine oil drained, bolts loosened. I've loosened all these bolts. These are 8mm bolts. You can use a ratchet, a mini ratchet. The torque would not be more than 5 Newton meters on these bolts, so it's pretty easy. It'll come out very easily. Release all these bolts, and then very important something is this. So I've made a template of the engine right hand side casing, and I've made these marks for all the bolts that you see, and I've punched holes in them. So each bolt that I'll pull out from here will go into a hole here, and just so that I remember and we know which bolt goes where. Okay, so if you guys can see, there was no need for panic or a lot of preparation. most of these bolts are the same size. I think all of them are the same size except for one bolt, but I believe, yeah, all of them the same size. Yeah, and just the oil drain or the oil filter bolt was the longer one. Everyone else, every other bolt is of the same size. The oil filter bolt is the only exception here. So we'll keep this aside. And yeah, this particular bolt goes here. And this is the only longer one, is because it has to accommodate this part as well, the width of this part. Yep, so that was it. Just one bolt that was longer, everything else the same size. Now comes the tricky part. One more thing to keep in mind is that you will have these two bolts come out with crush washers, or washers that I don't really know the name of these kind of washers. Somebody knows, kindly include that in the comment section. So there are these washers here that, let me just pull them out and show it to you. Yeah, these fellas. So these two bolts will have these kind of washers come out. Be careful of it. Do not drop it into the oil pan. Yeah, so now all of this is done. Time to give it a nice hit. If you guys can see, there are these points. There are these, I don't know what to call these fellas. There are these points for you to hold and pry. We'll have to look for another 1 or 2 prying points, and then we'll see how to pull this out. Yeah, let me just get back to you guys in a minute. So I just called up Basil from Kickstart Garage, and he helped me out with this. So if you guys can see into this hole, the lever kind of rotates and opens up at a point where you can slide this in comfortably. So otherwise it will not go in fully. It has to be adjusted in a way. Yeah, there you go. So now the fellow has gone in fully. I were to pull this out, you will see that projection. Now put this back in, and there you go. If you get the lever to the right position, this thing slides in completely. Thanks to Basil, I could figure that out now. Okay, so this is something that I was wanting to talk about. Very interesting, the fact that this nut is a 27 millimeter nut. You will have to get the right socket for this 27 millimeter socket. This is what I did not have with me, so I had to go and get this from Kickstart Garage. And yeah, so just tried pulling it out, and the thing was barely tightened. It was almost it came off with absolutely nothing, and that is sad. The fact that Royal Enfield engineers do not really take care of such things. I really don't know why. What would be the torque figures of this? I've been trying to find out, but I've not been able to. At present, I've not been able to find out the torque figures. I will in some time. But that being said, this should definitely be not this loose. There is a washer going back here. If you guys can see this black thing over there, this is a washer. This is not a locking washer, but a pressure washer sort of a thing. Anyways, so what I have done is I have installed a new clutch pack into my old basket. I haven't changed my basket. I'm only going in with a new clutch pack here. So yeah, and there's another washer at the back again, so you will have to keep this in check. Okay, so the whole clutch pack, I have gone in for a replacement clutch pack, which includes the pressure plates, the fiber plates, new springs, and everything torque to spec. This is another special tool that you will require to get the job done. So this is to lock the gears when you want to install this. You can lock, if you were to tighten the clutch nut, then you put this in the top. A special tool, I will definitely mention this as well. I mean, I'll try and find out links for all these tools and mention them in the description. But yeah, when you want to remove it, you need to lock it underneath, right there. And when you want to tighten the clutch nut, you can find a suitable locking position on top, and you can tighten the nut. That's about it. As simple as that. Okay, fellas, so just put back a set of plates. Now I got this hub, and I mean the entire clutch kit, that is with the plates, the friction plates and the fiber plates, and it was used. It was not a brand new piece. I got it sparingly used condition, but then when I opened this up, mine was the new one. All that was different was that I had I mean what was different was I had my friction plates from factory seem to have these smaller friction material, whereas the new plates have larger friction material. If you guys can compare, that's quite obvious that the new plates have larger friction material. And another thing that was different was that the clutch plates on this one had glazing on them, whereas mine was as good as new, just a bit of a brown coat because of the heat and oil, but it was not glazed. It had nothing wrong with it. It was as good as new. Okay, fellas, so everything is back together. One more time, this is the standard clutch basket. I haven't changed the basket. I've only changed my fiber plates and the springs from the new set. The clutch plates had a bit of glazing in the set that I had gotten, which was a sparingly used set, so I swapped them for my old clutch plates. Only the friction plates I have changed and the springs. So everything else is from my original factory clutch kit, except for the clutch springs and the fiber plates. Yeah, so the bearing and everything is from the original stock kit. Now I am going to be putting things back together. I'm going to be using the gasket as it is, not going to be applying any paste on this and ruining it. This gasket is good to go the way it is. Everything else I've just given it a visual inspection. I haven't really gone ahead and tried torquing anything. It's because don't believe there would be a need for it, but then again, things are back together, all is well. So yep, that was that. Quick, easy install. Okay, the last and final tip of the day is to tighten these nuts or these bolts in a zigzag pattern. So you could start from here, go exactly 180-degree opposite, and then start from there, go here, there, here, there, here, there, there, like that. So you could do opposites like that, and evenly tighten it. Once that is done, this goes back in, and we'll call it a day. We'll pour in fresh new oil and we'll see how this performs. Okay fellas, all done. Put back everything, the crash guard, the engine case, wired, got the clutch to hold on. I am a little low on engine oil. It's because I did not have it enough with me. I have already ordered a can of AMSOIL 10W50, and yeah, so once I have my oil, I'll top up with 100 or 200 milli. This is roughly 250 300 milliliters to get it to the top mark, and then all will be well. But for now, let's just the moment of truth. Let's crank the engine and see if all is well. Perfect. That's amazing, isn't it? The fact that it fires up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, neutral. Perfect. Clutch works well. It's become a little, just a tad bit harder now to operate the clutches, because I believe it's because of the new springs. They have a little more tension than the old one. So yep, all is well. I will have to take it on a ride to see if this has actually made a difference. Because unlike how I had what I had thought, my clutch plates, my friction plates, everything was in pretty good nick. So we'll see if this has made a difference. Otherwise, any which ways, at 35,000 kilometers, I have swapped my clutch plates and I'm happy about it. I'll let it be. So if all this helped, and if you think you guys can do it on your own, all you need is some special tools. And if you think you can pull this off on your own, do give it a try. Do not shy away from it. All it needs is just a steady pair of hands and a calm and composed mind. That's all there is to it. Yep, so this helped. Let it help. That's all there is to it for this episode. Until the next one, this is Ben signing out for now. Ciao.